Hey, what's up, you guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if your name is Kim Kardashian, in between bragging on your failing show, you come out to tell us that you failed the bar. Now, those of us that know, Kimberly Noelle Kardashian, no shade, no tea, was never passing that bar. But now you coming out and blaming ChatGPT, Kim. Yo, I have a few questions, right? First of all, what is wrong with Kimberly Noelle Kardashian? She is so busy opening 15 Skims stores in Israel and holding, what did she just do? A charity work. We act like Kim doesn't do any charity work. She's doing it overseas. She just held a event to give shopping sprees to soldiers' daughters, right? She just opened 15 new stores over in Israel. That's why Kanye was literally apologizing with that rabbi there. I said, when I saw that, I said, I know Kanye's broke because he still ain't apologized to the black community. And you got the nerve. I said, oh, you broke. You need to make sure you get some money in somewhere, baby. I guess he decided to, when his bank account said no, was when he finally decided to act like he had some sense. Anyway, right, Kim Kardashian literally blamed failing her law exam on studying with ChatGPT. And she said, I get mad and I yell at it. First of all, Kim, that's how I know you ain't have no law school buddies. You wasn't studying, and you never even went to a real law school. Because even LexisNexis, those are the people in charge of, it's one of the biggest like legal database research. It don't matter. If you're in law school or you went to law school, you know what LexisNexis is, right? Or Westlaw, is that still out? I don't know. The whole point of the matter is they literally gave advisement saying, do not trust ChatGPT. Do not trust it with anything. And Kim comes out talking about, oh, maybe. Now, here's what I really want to know. I'm about to read y'all the story, but Kim put up a post on her Instagram story, okay? She said, well, I'm not a lawyer yet. I just play a very well-dressed one on TV. 6 years into this law journey, and I'm still all in until I pass the bar. No shortcuts, no giving up, just more studying and even more determination. First of all, Kim really said she's taking no shortcuts. This is someone who never even graduated from an undergrad. She never even got her bachelor's degree. She never graduated from college, let alone law school. Kim, this whole endeavor to be a lawyer by internship is nothing but a shortcut that is only reserved for the very rich and the very privileged. Van Lathan, we blame you, okay? Anyway, remember she said, oh my God, Kim's the perfect woman and all this other stuff. And I was like, what is this mofo up to? You know, Jeff Bezos just gave him like $1 million or $10 million, a huge amount of money to do what he wanted to do. No strings attached. See that, kids? Sucking up does count. Listen, but let's get into this, right? She went on to say, thank you to everyone who has supported and encouraged me along the way so far. I guess she ain't talking about me. Falling short isn't failure. It's fuel. I was so close to passing the exam, and that only motivates me even more. Let's go. First of all, I think you're lying. How close were you to passing that exam? Because I don't know why Kim's still determined to keep up this fake farce. Like, I honestly really don't get it. Like, was there ever a time in those 6 years that she actually sat down and took her law studies seriously? I mean, besides the performative flashcards she pulled out while filming the Kardashians, like, Kim's schedule has been fully booked all 6 years. It's no way ever she could have ever passed the bar exam. Sorry. Like, but again, but even that, right? Remember when she lied and she said that when she was taking the baby bar, which is the equivalent to first year law students, she literally lied and said that her answer was so good. It was the model answer. Baby, if you can pass 1L law school, you can pass the bar exam. And the fact that you didn't, model answer. If you know anything about, first of all, the baby bar is nothing but the first year of law school. Kim passed the baby bar 1,000,000 times. When you are actually in law school, if you flunk out the first year, good luck getting an ABA school. That's, I think, an accredited bar association, whatever, accredited by the American Bar Association. Good luck getting any other accredited law school to ever take you. Again, this whole thing reeked of privilege. And even when you had the best tutors and they wrapped around your schedule and all this stuff, what did you choose to do? Nothing but play I'm going to get people out of prison Barbie while, right? You open in 15 stores over in Israel. And again, why do I bring that up? Where did you have the time to do this? Where did you have the time to make that flop of a show? When did you have time to do anything? But in the meantime, she wanted to sit there and cosplay what hardworking law students had to go through. It's actually really insulting. If you know any lawyers in your life, you know it's insulting. Again, but even then, let's just be real. Kim didn't take that fake program seriously. Like, was she really that delusional that she thought she could wing it over passing the bar, the California bar, the most expensive, not even expensive, sorry, the most serious and hard bar in the U.S.? The New York bar only comes second. And even if she was that delusional, you would have thought she would have realized the amount of commitment needed to actually pass the bar by the second year that she was in that fake law course. Again, every person, I remember when she was like, this was when having too much money. Every person that tutored her, Kim said they told her she was a prodigy. Everyone should have realized how unserious she was when she took 3 years to pass the equivalent of the first semester of her law school exams, and then made up a narrative that those exams were called the baby bar and were harder. Remember what Kim said? But the baby bar is harder, if not even more hard, to pass than the actual bar. Mind you, she passed the baby bar during COVID, where they changed the rules and she was allowed to take the baby bar in the same law office that had co-signed saying she did her law school, not even that, her law internship. Yeah, okay. But then again, right? I don't think Kim's actually serious about becoming a lawyer. So I'm confused why she keeps this Kim goes to law school narrative going. I mean, how long does she think she can stretch this out? But because think about it, you guys, it truly makes zero sense because it's zero reason for this farce. It's actually having the opposite effect, and she's making a fool of herself. But then again, she probably just bought up the exams to help promote her Hulu show. It's probably why she decided to take these particular exams, because the results would have came out around the premiere. Again, but then again, I think maybe she only admitted this because the exam results are public as who passed and who didn't pass. But also think about it. If you were so close to passing, why didn't you post your score? Post your score at 𝐤𝐤𝐬 𝐊𝐿. How much did you really score? You were so close. Why don't you post the score? Post the number. You can block out all your other information. Post what your actual score was. I bet you it wasn't anywhere close to her passing. Again, you can say I'm a hater, but I'm not the only one. Anyway, right? And let's not forget, Kim's been hyping up these results for weeks, having TMZ and every other mainstream news site bring it up. No one would have even known she took these exams otherwise. She was so sure she was going to pass. Again, the one thing I want to say is Kim did set up her alibi for why she didn't pass, and that was ChatGPT. Kim says she used ChatGPT to study for the law exam and blames ChatGPT for failing. She says that she uses ChatGPT for life advice, dating advice. ChatGPT told you to sleep with Skeet? Okay. And if she viewed the chatbot as a friend, she literally did say she asked it for legal advice. She said, when I need to know the answers to a question, I take a picture and snap it and put it there. It made me fail tests all the time. And then I'll get mad and I'll yell at it. So it's a frenemy. She said, yes, a frenemy. And then it will say back to me, this is just teaching you to trust your own instincts. So you knew the answer all along. Yeah. Now, when they asked her that, Kim went on to say, clocked me. They said, so technically you and ChatGPT are friends, just toxic friends? Listen, she said, but they need to do better because I'm leaning to them to really help me. And she was teaching me a life lesson and then becoming my therapist to tell me why I need to believe in myself after after I got the answer wrong. It's like a thing. I screenshot all the time and send it to my group chat. Like, can you believe this bee is talking to me like this? This is insane. Kim must think we ChatGPT and we're stupid. Kim, shut up. Everybody told you not to use ChatGPT. You made up your alibi. So now all that needs to know is that you do this kind of like for show publicity, or did you really think that your Nepo baby, first generation Nepo baby antics was going to get you somewhere? Again, shout out to Kim Kardashian for showing us what we already know. There is no workaround for real world accomplishments. This is not Hulu ads that you can fake. These are not figures that you don't show anyone, but you can run. This is not hype, because this is the Kardashians' whole thing, especially Kim. This is not hype that you can fake. The effort and work you put in is what you get out when you study for the bar. But then again, listen, do it again and again and again and again and again. Funny how when you take the bar with other students and you take the bar in a place that you don't run, that's run by your friends, that you don't use your money, time, and effort to get favors, funny how that's not going the way the baby bar is. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. Shout out to North's mommy for proving that law school actually is hard work, and it takes a lot of time and commitment and effort to pass the bar. And this is not saying that Kim is not smart enough to pass the bar. It's saying Kim did not put in the time, effort, and commitment needed to actually become what she said she wanted to be, which was a lawyer. So somebody lying somewhere. And my guess is it's a Kardashian. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.